Brothers and sisters in Christ, all of us in our daily life, we are confronted with choices. And today's gospel is about how to make good decisions. The gospel is from Matthew chapter 13, verse 47 to 53, where Jesus speaks about a man who casts his net in the sea and he catches fish. They are good and bad fish. And at the end, there is a separation, meaning in our lives, there are good and bad choices that we make. The church brings in good people, good Catholics, bad Catholic. A good question to ask: are you a good Catholic? Are you a bad or lukewarm Catholic? And these choices that we make every day will have immense consequences because Jesus says, at the end of the day, there will be that separation. And those who make bad choices will be thrown into the fiery furnace and where there is gnashing of teeth. So, brothers and sisters in Christ, today's gospel is something very serious that we have to take our lives, our Christian life, that we are in the church, but we have to still take our Christian life seriously to strive towards becoming a good Catholic, to become a true disciple of Jesus. Today, as we celebrate the feast of St. Ignatius of Loyola, he is a master teacher who has taught us about discernment. And so, St. Ignatius tells us that in all our choices, we have to always seek the glory of God. Now, when we come to making choices, it is easy when we can see it very clearly what is good and what is bad. But what becomes difficult is to make a choice between two goods. And so, in all of us, we are a mix up bag because we have a mixture of desires and feelings and motivations. And in all the choices, especially between two goods, we have to see what is going on within us, what is motivating us, whether that choice will lead us closer to God or will it weaken our relationship with God and take us further away from the Lord. Recently, I was in Kuching for a Catechetical Commission meeting. At the end of the day, after lunch, we finished the meeting and then we all went out for outing to Syrian, about 1 hour away. There was a beautiful Gawai Mass. I wanted to experience a local celebration of Gawai. But then that came back late at night, and then that night I couldn't sleep. The next day I had to travel back to Kuala Lumpur, and the following day I ended up getting sick, and it took me some time to recover. Well, as I was reflecting, I was asking myself, should I have stayed back at the hotel and rested and not gone out for the outing, or should I have gone out to really enjoy and see that beautiful celebration? And as I reflected, I felt the Lord saying to me, you should have stayed back in the hotel. You should have taken into consideration your health. Yes, brothers and sisters in Christ, when we make choices, there are 5 moral goods that we need to consider in all the choices. First, life. Anything that promotes health, that brings life to us. Number 2, education. Something that promotes knowledge, and we must do things to increase knowledge. Of course, knowledge could also refer to false knowledge. We must reject all the lies, especially today. There's a lot of fake news. Thirdly, friendship, relationships, family, all these are very, very important to us. Relationships. Fourthly, play. We need to play. We need to enjoy ourselves. God also made us as human beings where we need to find time to relax, to rest, to recreate. Sometimes I think of watching a Korean drama and you may feel a bit guilty in watching that, but I've learned from my own experience. Sometimes I have to reject doing something that seemed to be more spiritual and just take time off to watch a Korean drama. And I find very often when I make a choice of watching a drama, I always take a time to pray, to ask the Lord, Lord, lead me to a drama that will inspire me, that would really help me relax. And I find, brothers and sisters in Christ, very often the Spirit leading me to a drama that really has some message, some meaning, even though it also entertains me and gives me joy, but at the same time, God also speaks to me. And lastly, brothers and sisters in Christ, the fifth moral good is religion. That means in everything, we have to put God at the center. God has to be an important factor in all the choices that we make in life. So, in our priorities, God always number one. Number two is ourself. Number three is our family. Number four is our work. And number five is our ministry. So let's today look at all these priorities in our life. Do we live a balanced life? And do we know how to make good choices in our life? God bless you.